What if I told you telling someone not to do something is one of the most powerful ways to make them want to do it? It sounds counterintuitive, maybe even a little shady. Why would reverse psychology, that trick people warn about, actually be a force you can use smarter than most? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on that hidden power. Reverse psychology isn't just about daring someone, don't touch that. It's about tapping into something deeper in human nature. Psychologists call it reactance, the drive we have to protect our freedom when it feels threatened. It's also tied to cognitive dissonance. When we sense something doesn't align with what we believe, we twist things until they do. Most people think reverse psychology is manipulative, shallow. Suppose you say to someone, "You probably can't do this." They might prove you wrong just to show independence. But that's only scratching the surface. Reverse psychology becomes powerful when it blends suggestion with autonomy. When someone chooses to disagree, they feel in control. There are misconceptions. Some people say reverse psychology is unethical. Others believe only weak people fall for it. That's bunk. What really matters is subtlety, credibility, and trust. If overdone, people smell it, resistance forms. Autonomy is the core. When we feel coerced, we resist. When told don't, our brain often thinks, "Who says so? I'll decide." That rebellion mechanism is a signal. Our freedom is being narrowed, so we push back. Then there's the forbidden fruit effect. Keep something away, and it becomes more tempting. Just think, hidden things are often most desirable. Saying you can't go in there elevates the room's mystery. Identity plays a role too. We often see ourselves as independent, strong, free. If someone tells us we can't do something, doing it becomes a statement. I define myself, I don't obey. But none of these work in isolation. They mix. Emotional context matters. If someone's already low on autonomy, micromanaged at work, pressured at home, the don't can spark a big reaction. Here's the catch. Sometimes reverse psychology blows up in your face. Overuse or being obvious kills trust. If someone realizes you're pushing them, they push back hard. Sometimes the result is no result. Personality matters. Some people are highly skeptical. They'll smell the ploy immediately and shut down. In collectivist cultures, or where high power distance exists, rebellion is risky, so reverse psychology might just confuse or offend rather than provoke action. Also, there's an ethical line. Using reverse psychology to manipulate someone into something harmful or continually to control is different from guiding or helping. If the person ends up feeling foolish, tricked, or resentful, what you gained is fragile. Advertising agencies love reverse psychology. One ad campaign recently dared customers, "We know you probably won't try this flavor." The catch? Almost everyone did. The "you might not" instead of "you should" triggered people to prove the ad wrong. On social media, creators tease by saying, "Everyone's copying this hack. Don't do it." Suddenly, resistance pops. People want it even more. Comment sections blow up. Rumors spread that some influencers use it to get more engagement, more clicks. In research, studies in the past few years have confirmed its limits. A paper published in Psychological Science showed that when people detect manipulation, reverse psychology backfires. They not only ignore the message, they react against it. Also, context is everything. If it feels exploitative versus playful. First, subtle suggestion wins over direct commands. Instead of "don't talk about this new project," you might say, "Most people probably won't notice this change." That plants the seed. Second, timing and state matter. Use reverse psychology when someone's mindset is open, curious, independent, defensive of their freedom. If someone feels trapped or under pressure, a don't may just add tension. Third, know your audience. What works on your friend won't always work with a colleague, a child, or a broader audience on social media. Adjust tone. Adapt to cultural norms. Fourth, plant the seed, then pull back. Let them come to your point. If you push too hard, you burn credibility. Fifth, use reverse psychology sparingly. Its power comes from rarity. If every message smells like, "I want you to do something," people stop noticing. In parenting, rather than "Don't touch that," you might say, "This one's tricky to handle. Only the older kids try it." Suddenly, the younger ones want to try. But it's a tightrope. If the child senses manipulation or unfairness, trust gets eroded. In business or negotiation, you can frame options in ways that someone picks what you want because the alternative sounds forbidden or less acceptable. For instance, many executives don't dare take this route. It builds intrigue. In marketing, use scarcity and implied limitation. This deal is probably only for those who really care. People want what seems exclusive. In personal relationships, if you want someone to respect boundaries, sometimes saying less directly or even pretending to assume they won't may actually lead them to step up. But tread carefully. Misuse causes resentment. Reverse psychology also interacts with modern digital environments in ways we often ignore. Think about clickbait headlines. When a title says, "You won't believe what happens next," it's not just a tease. It's a form of reverse psychology engineered for attention. By suggesting you probably won't be interested or shocked, it actually primes you to feel curious and to prove the claim wrong. The best marketers know this dynamic and use it without you even noticing. Another subtle application is in self-motivation. Sometimes telling yourself, "I bet I can't do that," can light a fire inside you far stronger than saying, "I will do this." This works because it challenges your own identity and autonomy in a safe way, turning inner resistance into fuel. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and creators often harness this internally to push beyond limits. There's also a collective angle. Groups, communities, and even entire audiences respond to reverse psychology. A banned book becomes a bestseller. A restricted video goes viral. A limited release triggers massive demand. Each of these examples shows how scarcity, restriction, and indirect challenge tap the same psychological levers. Recognizing this lets you see patterns in culture and markets long before most people. Finally, the deepest power of reverse psychology lies in empathy. If you truly understand what someone values, fears, or resists, you don't need blunt manipulation. You can frame choices so that they feel free, respected, and curious all at once. This isn't about trickery. It's about guiding attention, shaping perception, and respecting the other person's autonomy while still influencing outcomes. Reverse psychology isn't a gimmick. It's a force built into human nature: reactance, autonomy, identity. Use it wisely, and it becomes a lever that shifts behavior, builds narrative, and shapes influence. Misuse it, and you lose trust, credibility, maybe relationships. Here's something to try. This week, pick one small goal. Get someone to do something you want without telling them directly. Maybe it's convincing a teammate, a friend, or even motivating yourself. Use suggestion, imply instead of command. Let them feel they choose. Then observe, did it work? How did they feel afterward? Don't just use reverse psychology on others. Turn it inward. What don'ts do you accept from yourself? What forbidden fruit have you declared off limits, only to want it more? Experiment. Be aware. Master this tool, and you won't just be persuading others. You'll be maximizing your own inner leverage.